In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26 and verse 27, the Apostle Paul gives us very practical steps when it comes to anger management. This is what the verses tell us. He says, "Be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and don't give the devil an opportunity." Let's break this up and let's understand what these steps are. The first point is be angry. We need to realize that we've been endowed with the capability to be angry, but we need the wisdom to discern between righteous anger and unrighteous anger, between healthy anger and unhealthy anger. See, a righteous anger is an anger that stands up against injustice, that stands up against sin, against immorality, against the poor being marginalized and when justice is denied. But it's important for us to make that distinction between righteous anger and unrighteous anger. Unrighteous anger is about selfishness. Unrighteous anger is when we get angry because we're driven by ego. So he says, be angry and don't be agnostic to the sin that abounds or to the unrighteousness that prevails. The second instruction that he gives us is be angry and do not sin. You see, when our anger culminates in sin, it defeats the intentionality of being righteous, and more importantly, it brings a bad name to Jesus. You see, when anger culminates in sin, it results in unforgiveness, it results in pride, it results in ego-driven and egocentric behavior. So it's important for us to realize that we are not supposed to allow our anger to culminate in sin. But then the question really is, how do I know that my righteous anger has actually made a crossover to become unrighteous? Well, the answer is quite simple. When ego is present and when ego is evident, that's a clear indicator that your anger is unrighteous. The third aspect he tells us is, after saying be angry, and he says be angry and do not sin, the third thing he says is don't let the sun go down on your anger. What Paul really says here and what he's meaning here is that reconcile and restore at the earliest, even if possible the same day before the sun goes down. You got to realize that unresolved anger actually compounds and aggressively grows. It throws out rationality, and at the heart of it is egocentric behavior. So the important step that we need to take is that we need to reconcile and we need to repair that relationship at the earliest, even before the end of the day, if possible. The fourth step that he talks about is don't give the devil an opportunity. You see, the number one strategy the devil uses to control our minds and our lives is through unforgiveness, is through not reconciling, and is through holding a grudge. And as a consequence, communication deteriorates, families break down, relationships grow cold, and there's a loss of personal peace. And the Apostle Paul, he puts the onus on us. He says, unless you give an opportunity, the devil cannot implement this strategy. And we give the devil an opportunity every time we allow ourselves to be driven by ego and don't restore and reconcile a relationship that needs reconciliation. So let's put all this together. Let's summarize this. What are the 4 steps of anger management? 1, be angry for the right things, for righteous anger. Second is, don't allow your anger to culminate in sin. Third, restore and reconcile the relationship as fast as possible, if possible even before the day ends. And finally, remember, when you don't do the above 3, you're actually giving the devil an opportunity to control your mind and lives. And as a result, there is broken relationship and there's a loss of peace. In closing, I want to tell you that anger is the vehicle and ego is the fuel that leads to destruction and broken relationships. And we are called to live in peace and in harmony. God bless you. Thank you for watching Word in Brief. I would encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You will find content on leadership and faith.